Somebody said Soul Plane had a black director. That's not. Are you seriously going to challenge me on this? I mean, are you really going to challenge me on this? Because you know that's not the same thing. You know, you had a black director who came in and said, I want to come in here because I want to represent the finer things about black culture. Soul Plane had a director that went in and said, I want to make what the studios tell me to make, which is a comedy that shows the worst of black culture. Are you really going to challenge me on this? You want to go there? Is this what we're doing? So, this is an email from Matthew Moss.
Hello, Matthew.
That sounds like a superhero's alter ego.
It really does. Did Stan Lee name you before he passed?
Yeah. Secret identity. Matthew Moss, who works as a simple janitor. So he says, look, hey, Corey, I've been listening to you guys since before time.
Time itself? Wow.
Time itself. And I had a question about Soul. Could Joe Gardner's character be considered a mystical, magical Negro to the character of 22? No one can fix 22's problem, and Joe finds a way to insert himself into 22's life and guide them into a journey that leads to literal self-discovery. Maybe since 22 helped Joe during the switch and negates the one-sided magical Negro properties. Not hating on the movie one bit, because I definitely enjoyed it. But I was just curious as to what your thoughts were. Love what you do and stay toasty. I thought I had it on me. Stay toasty. That's Boss Moss, 18.
Thank you, Boss Moss.
So, okay. Here's the thing with Soul. Let me ask you a question. Okay. So, people, if you haven't seen Soul, I can understand what my man is saying. Now, just to give you the definition of the magical, mystical Negro.
Mm-hmm. Need to be reminded sometimes.
It needs to be reminded. So just to get you that definition, the magical, mystical Negro in a movie is when you have a white or whitish character in crisis.
Yes.
They can't make a decision about life. They got some big thing, a choice to make. They don't know where they are. And the only thing that can help them is this black character that comes out of nowhere.
A black man.
A black man or a black woman.
It's true.
Let's not be sexist. Let's not be sexist here. It's already racist. Let's not be sexist.
My apologies.
A black character comes out of nowhere and says, let me just shove to the side my own problems.
Yep, every time.
You know, let's forget what my life is about.
What I've gone
through.
Well,
let's forget me. Let me help you, white person.
Thank you.
With whatever you got going on. I've been your magical, mystical Negro several times.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Chris Herman, quit your job.
Yeah, it's true. You did.
To hell with my job. To hell with what my life is all. Hey, Chris, you didn't ask about my day. That's okay. But Chris, quit your job and the job that you hate and go and start doing Twitch full time.
Thank you, Corey. I'll do just that. I don't care about the rest of your problems. Thank you. Goodbye.
And the day he quit his job, I was like,
you flew away. I look, and I was like, Corey, just want to thank you. Corey? Oh my God, was he even really there? I don't.
If you need an example, look at Will Smith in that golf movie.
Oh, the Ledger of Bagger Vance.
The Ledger of Bagger Vance.
That's right.
Where that fool literally told Matt Damon how to improve his life, and at the end, he just, well, the hell with me. And just walked away and disappeared on the golf course.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It could even be Hitch if you want to.
Yeah, Hitch. About several Morgan Freeman movies. where Morgan Freeman literally plays God to help that one white guy, Jim Carrey, in his marriage.
So anytime you have a black character that you don't learn anything about, you learn shit about their lives, but they come in and tell you all about the white characters' lives and help them out, and then the black person just goes away. That is the magical, mystical Negro.
It's a very good definition. I like that.
Yes.
A lot of context.
And a lot of people are wondering if Joe Gardner in Soul is the magical, mystical Negro. I have to say this movie, and I got to remind people to know, I love this film.
Man, how'd it go for it? I got the gig.
Yes! Boy, we should be happy. Pixar's first black movie where they kill the black person in 15 minutes.
Yeah, about. I think even less than that.
Yeah, he didn't get that fool 15 minutes. They didn't give him 15 minutes of fame.
All right, enough of that. Enough of that black stuff.
You know when this ain't working out, Joe Gardner. The people just don't want to see an animated black dude in the movie. But here's the thing, folks. So this is a legitimate question. Now, the character 22, so we get into a lot of vague area because Joe Gardner is in the afterlife, or in this movie, the before life, the great before, before souls are given to characters. And this is the big, I guess, discussion, controversy, whatever you want with this film. I don't think it's really hit controversy level, but there's been some.
Boy, people are trying to make some controversy out of this movie. There's a lot of think pieces out there. This isn't, I mean, I just haven't thought a lot about this stuff people are considering. It's like, all right, you guys feel that way. I mean, everyone has an opinion. I get it because, look, I get it because, again, when you're not represented in mainstream movies from mainstream studios, you question things very hard. I get it. We just talked today in regards to Warner Brothers and what they're doing. So I understand that mindset and why people feel this way and why they're like, well, wait a minute, what are actually your intentions? I get that.
And when you have people out there just bragging about how, look, we've done the first movie with the first black thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times when that's been done is they've turned characters into frogs and pigeons, and then we got one turned into a Smurf.
Yeah. Literally.
Now, I understand what people are saying.
I get that, yeah.
But I already addressed the whole trope of when you have a black character, killing them off or turning them into things because studios feel like they can't sell the whole movie completely with a black character.
Right.
That is something that people should be concerned about. However, as far as the magical, mystical Negro aspect of this, I understand because the character of 22 is voiced by a white woman, Tina Fey.
Mm-hmm. Middle-aged white woman.
a middle-aged white woman, as they call out in, like, Jamie Foxx, who voices Joe Gardner, said, "Why you sound like a middle-aged white woman?" Mm-hmm. Now, that's wrong for me for making him sound like a slave. I don't know why I did that. But
he sounds like that. He sounded like that there.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not feeling like I should be wrong here.
No, it's all right.
But so Joe Gardner immediately gets assigned to be a mentor. They use the word mentor to the character of 22, who is a soul that is too difficult to be put into a body,
right?
Because no one wants to deal with her silly ass. And so you literally are making the whole thing of even in the afterlife when the black man is blue, he's still a magical, mystical Negro because he's mentoring what essentially is, let's face it, a white character.
To Borgenson will be matched with soul number 22. Having you prepared 22 for Earth.
The black man has to prepare the middle-aged white woman for Earth.
Yeah.
However, people, to answer this question, do I believe that is what's happening here? I've answered this question on many other levels before, and my answer is no. I don't think that's what's happening here. I had to, it's the same answer I gave for when people are talking about, do I think it's going to that same trope of killing the black person and making them something else in animated movies. And I don't think that is the case because, as I said, when it's all said and done, the thing is, what happens with the magical, mystical Negro trope is that the black character's story is forgotten.
Yeah.
Or it's secondary.
They even have a story.
If they do, it's overshadowed by the white character's story. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case here.
No, both of their stories go hand in hand. I think there's even more urgency placed on Joe's story than even 22's at the end of the day. I mean, it's both of their stories, but I think there's more on him than anything.
Yeah, folks, let me see here.
And additionally, like Martin had made this point in the past as well. The whole concept of the Soul film, that character wasn't originally black. Yeah. It just how they were starting to think about it, thinking, what we're going to make him a scientist. Well, let's make him a musician instead. And they said, we're going to do music. Let's do jazz. And they said, well, if it's jazz, then let's make this person black. Yeah, and that was the evolution of it. So.
Yeah, I really don't. People, I just want to say, it's a hard position because we should be vigilant on how these images are put out there, but I mean, don't get to the point where you can't respect what the intentions were of what was happening.
Yeah.
And when it's all done, this is Joe Gardner's story. The character Joe Gardner, voiced by Jamie Foxx. It was Joe Gardner's story, and so much of this movie centered more on Joe than it did with 22. 22 was a great character too, and they did something great with that. But I don't think any intention was to overshadow Joe Gardner's character. There's so many moments where we learn more about Joe Gardner. And by the way, the magical mystical Negro is meant to teach the white person something.
Yeah.
22 taught Joe something in the movie. And she taught Joe how to enjoy life. And most of the movie really was, the most reflective moments of the movie were spent on Joe.
Get a suit, Teach.
You know, also keep in mind that when you watch movies, because I'm being fair here, you know I'm tough on things, man. I don't blame people for being vigilant about these images.
Of course.
But that's the thing that happens with black people and black culture. Like, we are always on edge about things. We're always protective about things. We're always having to feel like we're being screwed over by things.
Your stuff's appropriated by other people.
And other people, and it's just like, man, you know, it's just, we're going to have different opinions on what happens. And I've scrutinized this movie so much. And I have to tell you that, you know, looking at this, it puts so much in the forefront. It had a black co-writer. It had a black co-director. It didn't start out as being a black person's movie, and they did it like out of respect, saying, if this is going to be about jazz, we have to make this a black person. They could have gone and made this about a white person.
They could have.
And just said, to hell with y'all. And you know they could have done that. And look, I'm not even saying that we should always take what they give us, and we should always wait for white people to give us what we want. But this movie here always kept the culture in the, up front. It always kept Joe's story up front. In a white movie with a magical mystical Negro, everything about that character is put in the background.
Right.
Joe's story is in the forefront.
Yeah, and the only time that you would ever see that culture, if you do see the mystical, magical Negroes culture, is if the white characters is introducing, going like, oh, I never seen all this kind of stuff before. You know, it's like, oh, you have like these cookouts and stuff. Like, that's how I think it would be treated.
Yeah.
In a way,
and
it's
somebody
like,
said
it's
Soul
like
Plane had a black director.
That's not.
Are you seriously going to challenge me on this?
Okay.
Are you really going to? Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, I know. I mean, are you really going to challenge me on this? Because you know that's not the same thing. You know, you had a black director who came in and said, I want to come in here because I want to represent the finer things about black culture. Soul Plane had a director that went in and said, I want to make what the studios tell me to make, which is a comedy that shows the worst of black culture. Are you really going to challenge me on this? You want to go there? Is that what we're doing? Come on, man. If you're gonna put that out there, put something out there that makes sense. Don't challenge me on stuff that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And that movie was exploiting and mocking stereotypes. So that's completely different.
And I apologize for my language. And I knew at some point I was gonna
I was like, who was gonna be first? I've been very careful this entire stream.
But if we're gonna talk about this, let's not split hairs and talk about. I mean, seriously, let's talk about it on legitimate levels. Let's not split hairs on what we know is ignorant and what we know is attempting to actually represent the best.
At the end of the day, I think that the film did a very good job of always being consistently about Joe. Even when we do see the 22 character come in, they help each other, because that's typically what you have with the protagonists. The best protagonists are flawed. You know, they have issues and they have to work things out, usually with the assistance of someone else, but it still never stops being his story, even when the 22 character enters in. You also see her story, but it's always still consistently his story. She just involves herself in there. Again, it helps him for the better. That's what it is, and that's how I felt about it. Like, I never questions like, oh, now this is 22's movie.
Don't you dare come in and compare a movie like Soul Plane to this. This is what I hate, man. This is the kind of thing I hate. We want to defend ignorance when we have something out there that's trying to actually show the best.
Yeah.
Tired of that shit. I don't want to hear that. Don't bring that up in here. Y'all know me. Don't do that. Don't do that with me. You know better. Because I'm not stupid enough to fall for something like that. Come on. I don't. Hey, look, we're friends and everything. Y'all know that. But plus, I've been.
It's good apple juice.
Yeah, I put on Joe to get away from me. But no, don't do that. Let's not let people don't defend ignorance around me. Don't. don't. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about this kind of thing. And I will never sit up here and defend something that I feel like is hurtful to the culture. So let's not do that, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I thought the film was very earnest in what it was doing, especially representing black culture. At least that came across to me. But again, I might be speaking from a point of ignorance. So
I didn't say just because a movie has a black director means it's perfect. I didn't say that. But it does make a difference. We have a black director who's coming in and wanting to show the worst of the culture and get paid. Another black director comes in and says, I want to take this because I want to represent the best.
They want to go to a person who actually knows something.
I'm not stupid, so there's no way around this. I can tell you that right now. Don't try to get around this, because there's no way around this. All right, you don't have to like the movie. You don't have to say that is you can say that I didn't find the movie representative in a good way of what I believe. I think that, but don't come, boy. You know better to compare something to Soul Plane to me.
Yeah,
that Soul Plane is a whole different plane.
No, it's not the same thing.
No, and Max Xavier said, I like Soul. All right, so we get along.
There you go. Well, now that we're all on the same playing field, isn't that nice?
Man, y'all know me. Look, y'all know me. I just mess with people. Y'all know that. Y'all know how it is. I don't mean anything against anybody. It's a very passionate conversation. That's all.
Good question, though.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a good question.
Yeah, something I hadn't considered at the time.
Yeah,
I thought we worked through it.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. So. Yeah, people. So, hey, Max Xavier, look, y'all know you here, man. We just talking. I ain't nothing against you, man. Thank you for even making the comment.
Thank you for your patronage. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Let me just put it, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, no, please. You know me. You know me. We did say passionate conversation, did we not?
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, there we go. We're living up to it. Being honest with you. Mm-hmm.
I dedicate this stream to our man Max Xavier.
There you go. Thank you.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, any more Gmails?
He said, get out this Gmail.
That's good. How about we go?
Get out of here.
How about new Gmail?
You violating rules.
I'm just curious to see if we can have more passionate conversations on these Gmails. Right now. Watch Soul, Chad. It's good.